So far, a lot of these lessons have focused on what I would consider our weather basics. Now that we have that foundation, we can start talking about some of the quote-unquote more interesting topics, including thunderstorms. That's what we'll focus on here. Do you remember back to our first lesson when we talked about the different types of fronts? And I said, remember that a cold front is very strong and powerful. This is why I told you to remember that, because in this lesson, cold fronts are key. Cold fronts are typically what generate thunderstorms. When you have a clash of cooler and warmer air, moist and dry air, these are the things that result in big thunderstorms. Now, thunderstorms can bring thunder, lightning, hail, of course, torrential rain, and tornadoes. All of those things can be dangerous. The single most dangerous and deadly element of thunderstorms is actually the flash flooding. Most people are surprised to hear that. They think, oh, surely lightning is more dangerous because you always hear about going inside to avoid lightning, or the damaging winds that can bring down trees. All of these things are true, but flash flooding is almost a little sneaky. People don't think about it. You can get 7, 8, 9 inches of rain in an hour's time. We've seen that with storms here around Lynn, Fall River, New Bedford. These are places that flood very easily. In Worcester, you get this type of flash flooding a lot. Why do people get in trouble, though, if it's just rain? Well, the problem is people try to drive through it. They think, oh, this is just a big puddle. I'm driving an SUV. I'm driving a truck. No problem. Big problem. If the water is flowing swiftly, it takes just 2 to 3 feet to lift your car up entirely and have you lose control. It could float your car away. 2 to 3 feet. That's about as much, if not less water, than in the typical shallow end of a pool. Crazy stuff. The other thing that's really dangerous is if that rain has washed out the road and you don't know that. You see a puddle, but in reality, the water could have washed out the roadway underneath, and then you're driving into a big sinkhole. All of these things are very dangerous and in some cases deadly. So that's why we say, turn around, don't drown. Now, I don't want to say the other things aren't as dangerous. Like I said, lightning, dangerous. Don't want to be swimming, don't want to be outside. You want to be inside when there's lightning. If you are caught outside, you want to get as low and flat to the ground as possible, away from trees, that type thing. Of course, hail is another thing that we talk about. Hail can be pea size here in New England, sometimes as big as golf balls, usually not much bigger than that. But in other parts of the country, baseball size hail, softball size hail, grapefruit size hail, wild stuff. That can do incredible damage. Now, when thunderstorms are in the forecast, very often you'll hear things like severe thunderstorm watch and severe thunderstorm warning. A watch means that conditions are favorable for storms. Just means pay attention, there could be storms coming up later on today. A warning means the storm is happening right now or it's coming in the next couple of minutes. Get inside and do something about it. So the watch just means pay attention. The warning means do something. What is the severe criteria, though? You have to have a storm producing wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. That, of course, can cause a lot of wind damage, bring down trees, power lines. Or you can have hail that's over 1 inch in diameter. That's about the size of a quarter. Doesn't look that big, but this quarter-size hail can do damage. And like I said, in some parts of the country, it can be much, much bigger than that. Now, a storm is also severe if it generates a tornado, and some thunderstorms do. That's what we'll cover in our next lesson, tornadoes.